Boom! And we're on again. Well, you know, this is the life we've chosen as social media commentators and social media personalities, is that I keep telling you everything and anything that happens within the social media space. And if it interests me, if it sort of perks my interest, I will definitely come to you and sprinkle a bit of SML TV dust from the comfort of my office, beamed into the comfort of your home, wherever you are, whoever you are. So guys, tell me in the comments if this broadcast is clear. You know that's all I want to hear at this point. If you could just type in the comments. By the way, guys, when you hear this, that's me tapping the table. I don't want you to think it's flatulence. Because, you know, on social media, you hear this, and oh, did you hear that? It's my fingers tapping. You know, I always wanted to, I wish Dixon Jerry's watching us. Hi, Dixon, how are you? It's so good to see you. I see you playing golf all the time and stuff. And Dixon, those shorts that you wore the other day with those socks, those were quite unique, you know. I wouldn't be caught dead in something like that, but it works for you, brother, and to each his own. If I showed up at the house wearing a pair of shorts like that, do you have any idea what my wife would do to me? First of all, she wouldn't speak to me for a month. Okay, let's start there. Okay. Second of all, you know, I wouldn't hear the end of it. But Dixon, you do you, I'll do me. Okay. Love you, brother. I do, and I mean that. I mean that. Alrighty, we're over here at 8585 Simon Mwewa Lane. It's a beautiful Saturday afternoon, and as you know, Simoson never sleeps. Did you know this? Have I shared this with you? Because I say this often, and I don't think that I say it often enough. Simoson is like New York City. I get people upset when I say that, because, you know, somebody on here is going to hear Simoson in New York. How can you make that comparison? Eh? You can't compare Simoson. No, what I mean is there's always activity here up until about 21, 22 hours. Okay, then people begin to disperse. We don't have holidays here. We work when I say work, I don't work on Sundays. I only work from Monday to Saturday. Sunday is my day with my family. Sunday is my day with the wife and the whole home thing, you know. But what I'm saying is that the business runs 7 days a week, every single day. It doesn't let up. There are no holidays. We never close this place for any type of holiday. Okay, just so you know. Just so you know. I thought I'd share that with you. I had it on my heart to share that with you, just to give you some context. Let's talk about a couple of things that, oh, by the way, before I get into that, did you guys know tonight at 18 hours, I'm going to make a beeline to the Zambia social media, sorry, not the Zambia, the Zamtel social media awards that are taking place tonight. And I must say, I'm honored to be nominated in 3 different categories. And for those of you that watch this broadcast, or you follow this channel, or you take the time to spend with me here on SML TV, I would encourage you, or I would in fact ask you, to please vote for me in whatever category you think is deserving. If you could head on to the Zamtel website, Zamtel Social Media Awards website, everything is there. Everything you need to know is there. You will find us named in 3 of the categories. And if there's any part of that you think we deserve, I would be grateful for your vote and your vote of confidence. I certainly would be grateful. So you know what I did last week? I went to a place. It's a tailor. His name is I forget his name, but he runs a tailoring shop called Kingsman. I went to the Lewanika one. Is it Lewanika? Yeah. Kingsman Tailors. This is a young Indian guy. I think he's from Pakistan. I could be wrong. I think he's from Pakistan. but he learned the business through the fact his grandfather was a tailor, his daddy was a tailor. He's now. So I asked him. I said, so where did you go to school for this? Because he makes these beautiful, elaborate suits. I said, so which school teaches you this? He says, no, it's a generational thing. My grandfather was a tailor, my daddy was a tailor, now I'm a tailor. I said, wow, that's pretty cool. And he does a really good job. So I got a suit made from Kingsman, which I'm going to wear tonight. And Kalenga from Zamtel says to me, Mr. Mwewa, you need to show up with a gold tie. So I've got my white shirt, I've got my suit. The guy made the suit in 7 days. Can you believe this? 7 days! Incredible. And so I got there, I tried the suit on. I think it looks really good. My wife says to me this morning, she says, try the thing on, I want to see it. So I try it on, because you need that stamp of approval from the wife. Okay, if she doesn't think it's great, forget it. You're not going anywhere. So I put it on, and she looked at it and she says, that's pretty cool. You look good. So, so now I have the tie. It's not exactly a great a gold tie, but it's close enough. Okay, I'll show it to you when I get to the awards. I will show you the full shebang of the suit when I get to the award tonight. So I'm looking forward to that this evening at 18 hours at Mulungushi Conference Center. It's an honor to be nominated. Thank you. All right, let's get into it. Many of you know on the internet, in the internet space. Hey, Bo, love you, see you. In the internet space, the PF are trying to create this narrative that a well-known thug, a well-known political criminal by the name of his name is Black Apple. And let me explain, let me dwell on that for a moment. The reason these political thugs, they don't like using their real names is because they are trying to evade the law. They are concealing themselves from possible prosecution, possible identification. That's the reason they come up with all these crazy names. Black Apple, Cabbage, Suke, Muke. Political thugs don't like their real names being used on the street. Okay, so this guy that goes by this title of Black Apple, someone that I have known for many, many years. I had many close brushes with Black Apple. One notable close brush with him was, you remember the year that City Market, there were 2 shelters in City Market. And because the City Market management at that time during the PF, they wanted to make extra money by illegally erecting billboards that were not strategically placed, because when the wind hits those billboards, the way the shelters were designed, the wind would literally just go through the shelters. But when you put these illegal billboards, it creates a barrier that when the wind hits against that billboard, it literally pushes the shelters. And in that case, that day, both shelters came down, and miracle of miracles. I mean, it was a miracle that no one was hurt. Of course, there was vast damage in terms of cars were destroyed, cars were crushed, but not a single person was injured. Not a single person was hurt. Not a single life was lost. That, in and of itself, was a miracle. Well, that particular day, when those shelters that were made of steel, prime steel, very valuable steel, when they came crashing down, guess who was at the helm of cutting that steel and selling it for scrap metal? Because these cadres, this idea of boma va boma ni vatu. I tell you, that mentality, we need to get rid of that nonsense. No, man, that stuff doesn't belong to you. It belongs to the government. No, ni va boma ni vatu. So Black Apple led a group of thugs, and they started cutting that steel in an effort to sell that steel illegally And they were doing it in the full presence of council police and Zambia police. Now you gotta remember, this was back in the PF where lawlessness reigned. This was back in the PF when PF cadres felt that they were a law unto themselves. This was back in the PF where they felt that no police officer could say anything to them. They stood in the solitude of themselves and they answered only to themselves. So there I was, you know, me, what I always do. I'm vlogging in there, you know, I'm doing my thing, and Black Apple sees me like a wolf. Like a shark to blood, boy. He eyeballs me and he locks in on me, and he tells his boys, his thugs, take him. Too many chief market. You see that Stambala there? Beat him. Throw him outside. Remove him from the market. You know, can I tell you, those thugs surrounded me and they started slapping the hell out of me. And they pushed me out of the market. True story. It happened. I was there. I know. I was vlogging. I was live vlogging when that happened. Guys, this was the world we lived in. Do you know that Black Apple never got in trouble for that? Black Apple was never questioned by the police. Black Apple they sold that steel, valuable steel that belonged to City Market, that belonged to the government, more specifically, local government and housing in those days. They stole it. They got away with it. They sold it at a profit. They sold stuff that didn't belong to them. But in their minds, even Vaboma, Nivatu, we are the people. We are government. We are in government. Archaic thinking. So, I had many brushes with Black Apple. I witnessed Black Apple reign with terror here. Him and Cabbage. So, it wasn't anything new to me. Now, I recently heard that this same guy, Black Apple, allegedly was abducted, according to social media reports, and beaten by UPND cadres. Now, let's be clear. Just because someone says Black Apple was attacked doesn't mean it's true. That is a very convenient political narrative. Are you hearing that? Just because a few people come on social media, no, Black Apple is standing on the precipice of death. They beat him within an inch of his life. So I see you. How politically convenient. Well, just because somebody says that, it doesn't mean it's true. But how do you know? JJ Banda. There was Lily Lunatic Mutambo who came on air and said, JJ Banda's tongue has been cut out. He can't even talk. His tongue has been removed from his mouth. Come to find out, lies. Why? For political expedience. Why? For political mileage. They don't have the truth in them because they are of their father, the devil. That's what it is. Lily Lunatic Matambo is a spawn of an evil spirit that was concocted in the precipice of hell. JJ Banda's there. JJ Banda spends his time at Prayer Mountains. Ale pepa fefi abufi. Ale tifie, you know, I don't know if he prays in tongues, you know. Huh? This, that, and the other. But for a few months, a lot of people believed that JJ Banda was standing on the precipice of death and his tongue had been cut out. He'd been badly, brutally beaten, when in fact, not. In my view, if in fact Black Apple was assaulted by UPND cadres, it is simply a case of the chickens coming home to roost. Simple. He's simply he's simply reaping what he sowed. That idiom, that proverb, an idiom is a proverb, that saying, the chickens coming home to roost. The idea is, it doesn't matter, Uruchelo, when you release the chickens to feed, when you release them from their what do you call it? In Zambia we say what? Ichitele chankoko. Ichitele. That's in my language. Muchisungu, the roost, where the chickens live. When you release them in the morning, they will go wherever they're going to go. But eventually, they will come back to sleep. The chickens coming home to roost, the idiom means the things that you are doing now, the horrible acts that you are doing now, one day they will come back to visit you. So in my view, I have no sympathy whatsoever, especially given the fact that I witnessed with my eyes the terror that Black Apple meted out in this area. Very well aware. I'm alive to the fact that that chap was a dangerous chap. I saw him in action. So for me to hear that he was attacked, if indeed he was, that is his Waterloo. It is simply a case of the chickens coming home to roost. I say it's justice. Salam. That's my solar thing going. I don't know why it does that. I gotta go, guys. Thanks for watching. God bless. Bye.